Good everyone, my name is Graphics. In this video, we want to draw the auxiliary projection of the given view that is displayed at the right hand side of the screen. Now, if you look closely, we are told to draw the given views full size. We should project a first auxiliary plan on x prime, y prime, and a second auxiliary elevation on x2, y2, right? So the first thing we have to do, if you look at this inclined line here, x1, y1, is at an angle of 45 degree, and we're told to project what? The auxiliary plan. Projecting auxiliary plan means what? You're going to project the elevation of this figure. Now the question is, where is the plan? Where is the elevation? This my arrow is pointing is the elevation of the given diagram, and this my arrow is pointing is the plan. So if you are told to draw an auxiliary plan, you have to project from the elevation, and if you are told to draw the auxiliary elevation, you have to project from what? From the plan. So since we are drawing the first thing, x prime, y prime, we are going to projecting forward from the auxiliary, from the elevation, since we want to draw out the what? The first auxiliary plan, right? So the first thing we have to do is to reproduce the figure that is displayed at the right hand side of the screen. Now, using your knowledge in orthographic projection, what you just do is you take your instrument, right, and you draw your horizontal line this way and make it more visible. Hope you can see that. And on that line, you draw your vertical line this way. Make it more visible. Hope you can see that. Right? Now the next thing we have to do here is to start taking our measurement. The entire height, first of all, we are going to take 5 mm up and 5 mm down. Yours can be 10 depending on what you want to do. There's no specific measurement for that. So I'll do this, and I'm going to measure 5 up and what? And 5 down. Right? And I'm going to draw my horizontal line this way along that line. Now come here also, I'll do the same thing along this line. Hope you can see that. Now the next thing that we are going to be doing here is that this will be my reference line where I'll start my measurement from, right? So I'll start my measurement from this top line here. So if you look at that closely, the entire length of this figure given to be 52 plus 20, and that is what? 72. So from here, I'm going to measure 72. So this is 0, this is 60, 72 is here. All together. So in doing that, I'm going to project it upward this way. I'm going to project it upward this way. You can see that. Now the entire height here given is given to be 25 plus 62, and that is what? 87. So the entire height is 87. So I'm going to measure 87 upward from 0 this way to 80, 85, 86, 87 here. Can you see that? And I'm going to what? Close it up from this point here. I'm using faint line first of all. Now the next thing that we are going to be doing here is that this is the lowest point here, as you can see, and I'm going to measure 25 up, right, then 16 again. Now from here I'll measure from 0 here, right, I'll measure 25 up from 0 to this point 25. Then from that point I'm going to measure 16. 0, this is 10, 15, and this is 16. And I'm going to draw the line from the point of what, 25, right? That will be an hidden line, as you can see in the diagram. A long one, short, short, so it will be a hidden line. You can see that. Then here I'll draw the line of 16 this way, faint line first. Now the key word here is from the lowest point here, I'll draw a line that will touch here, as you can see in the diagram. So from this point, I'll draw a line that will touch here. As you can see from the diagram, you thicken it, right? Then I'll move this to the point of 16 here. You can see that. Now the thickness from here to here is 20, and I'm going to measure from this point, and I'm going to measure 20 from 0 to what, to 20, and I'm going to thicken it. Then I will draw from here to touch that line there, here, as you can see from the diagram. Can you see that? Then I'll bring here down from this point here, and I'll close here up also from here, from this point. I'm going to take it up as shown in the diagram. Then from here, from this point, I'll draw a line as shown here. Hope you can see that. Now that is for the elevation. Now for the plan, is the entire height of the plan is given to be 88 from here to here. So I'll take the measurement from the lowest line here, and I'll measure 88. So from 0, and this is what, 80, and this 88 here, and I'm going to close it up. So when I'm closing it up at this point, I'll have this faint line. Now the next thing is I can easily project all these points down here. As you can see on the diagram, it is thickened. That's the line my arrow is pointing. So I'll just thicken it from here to here. Even from this point too, it is also thickened. So I'm going to thicken it from here to here. Right, and this side also, I'll close it up from here to here. Is also what, is also thickened, so I'll close it up from here. And here also I'll thicken it too, from this point to this point. Right, then I'm going to close it up too, from this point to this point here. Now the next thing is, you can see my arrow from here to here. I'm going to measure 34 from both sides. So if from here to here, from 0, 30, 34 here, similarly, I just take my compass. I measured from here to be 34. Automatically, from the other side here to this point also be what, 34. That is when I'm going to draw my line here to touch, since this is touching here. So I'll move this to touch, as you can see in the diagram, and as you can see in the diagram here. Hope you can see that. Now the next thing that we're having here is from here to here, the hidden line is 16 millimeter thick, right? So I'm going to measure 16 millimeter from here, from 0. This is 10, this is 16, right? So I can do the same thing here. This is my compass. Instead of Measuring from here to here is 16. Automatically from here to this point is also what? 16. So that will be what? Hidden line. And the hidden line is cutting through. So from here, I'll draw this. What I am just doing is replicating the diagram that we have here. That is the first step. Now come here also, I'll do the same thing too. You can see that we have successfully reproduced the figure that is displayed at this part of the screen. Now the next thing is the angle here is angle 45. So we have to project from the elevation 45. Remember, the reason why we are projecting from the elevation here is because we are told to draw the first auxiliary plan. That's why we are projecting from the elevation. Assuming we are told to draw the first auxiliary elevation, we're going to project from the plan. So in doing that, I'll just take my 45 degrees set square, right, and project 45. Why am I projecting 45 degrees? Because the angle here is 45. If the angle here was 60, I'm going to project with what? With 30. If it was 30, I'll project it with 60. So you should understand that. Now we move forward. So if I project this end here, I'll project it this way. And you see that? Placing it on your T-square and you're having that. So the reason is at this point, at any point given, you should just draw your 45 degree as shown. So I'm going to do it this way. Hope you can see that. So that is my 45. What are you noticing is forming 90 degree. So if this point here is point 1, here will be what? Here will be 1 also, right? So this is my point 1 here. So let's be doing that. Point what? Point 1. All together. So let me call here to be 2, right? Here to be 3, here to be 4, here to be 5, this point here to be 6, and this down here to be what? 7. So I'm going to project all those points here and I'll name them. So let me just project them out, right? So why I want it to be more uniform, is that okay now? So what I'll simply do here is um I'll continue, just move from this point, all these points I'll project them out this way. So but before we do that, I want to get the thickness of 1 here. So remember that if you're projecting from the elevation, you take your measurement from the plan, right? So what I'll just simply do, I'll start projecting everything and we'll see what will go about, what will happen. So if I project 2, this is the line of 2, right? If I come to 3, this is the line of 3. If I come to 4, but if I move to 7 first of all, this is the line of 7. Then if I move to 6 too, this is the line of 6. Then I move to 4 to 5. This is the line of 5. Then to 4. This is the line of 4. Why it's easier for me is I'm making use of what? My set square. Just place it on it and I'm moving it this way. Can you see that? So to this point, I'll draw at angle 45 degrees. Now, I've done 1, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, and 5. These are the point I have what? I have projected out. Is that okay now? Now this reference line you are seeing here, is that taken? I can easily save ourselves from the problem. This will be this reference line here, right? That will be this midpoint here. So any measurement I'm taking, I'll take it from this plane. Let me call it to be my XX. How good? That will be my XY. Sorry, let me call it my XY this way. So if I want to start, look at what I want to do now. If here is 1, look at the logic. Here will be, I can use 1 prime. Depending on you can use ABC. I can use 1 prime prime, 1 prime prime prime, 1 IV, 1 V, and 1 VI. You can see what I've done now. That is what I am doing here. Is that okay now? So because of 1 and 2 are on the same point. So what I will just do is this. Let me start with 1. From my measurement from here to 1 prime, you can see that I'll go to the line of 1, right? I'll place it on 1. That will give me 1 prime. You can see that. I'll come again from this XS plane here. I'll come to 1 prime prime. I'll go to the line of 1 again. I'll measure. I'll have 1 prime prime. I'll come from this point again. I'll go to 1 prime prime prime. I'll go to the line of 1 here also, and I'm going to mark, right? I'll come again from this point. I'll go to 1 IV. I'll go to the line here also. I'll mark 1 IV. I'll come again. I'll go to 1 V. I'll go to this point also. I'm going to mark 1 V. I'll come here also. I'll go to VI. I'll come to this line here and I'm going to mark what? VI. Can you see that? So just to help ourselves, I'll write it out. This is 1 I. This is 1 II. This is 1 III. 1 IV. 1 V. And 1 VI. Hope you can see what I am doing here. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Now, in doing that, I've done all these points, but what do you notice? They are all on a straight line. So I'm going to use my ruler because look at 1. All the 1 are connected by a straight line. So I'm going to tick in all those points. So let me do them once and for all. From 1 prime down to 1 IV. You can see that. That is first. Now the next thing is, if you notice it, 1 and 2 are also using the same measurement. Are you with me? Your reference point, you only take a measurement from all these points here. So they're all using the same measurement. So instead of coming here and be taking from 1 again to get to what I'm trying to make you understand is, if I have 1 prime, since 1 and 2 are on the same line, this will be what? 2 prime. This will be what? 2 prime prime. This will be what? 2 prime prime prime. This will be 2 IV. This will be 2V. And this will be what? 2VI. They're on the same line. So instead of me measuring them, taking the same process the way I did for 1, I'll just take my instrument. Very effective when you make use of the instrument. And I'll come here and I'll place it on my set square this way. And I'll start moving it this way. So if I move it this way, right, I'll just take, this is the line of 2, right? So I'll just be marking to the line of 2. So line of 2. Is that okay now? Also line of 2. Also line of 2. So we're using that measurement. Also line of 2. Here also line of 2. And the last but not the least here, line of 2. So this point you're seeing here will be 2 prime, 2 prime prime, 2 prime prime prime, 2 IV, 2V, and 2VI. All together. So what do you notice? They are still connected with a straight line. So I'm going to connect all these points with a straight line also. Hope you are getting what I'm doing here. So I'll connect them with a straight line. You can use alphabet if you want to. Now we still move forward. Now the next one is, let me go back to the other back point here on the same line, right? So I will come to here, see what I want to do. Take my compass, my reference points. From this point, every point that you have, you're focusing on. From this point on this middle line here, I want for 7. I'll take to this point, this is 7 prime. So everything on this line is prime. Here is prime prime, and this is prime prime prime, just like that. So but in this case here, now I only have this point and this point. So I'm going to call this point here, this point I'm having here, I'm going to call it, first of all, I should call it 7 prime. Right, all this thing here is prime. So point 7 on 7 prime here will be 7 prime prime, because this is prime prime, line of prime prime, right? There's no point here, there's no point here, but there's a point here, and that is V. This will be what? 7V. And here will be what? 7VI. Is that okay now? So let's mark for that point of what? Of 7. So if I should come to the point of 7, from this point here, my reference point is the center line. I will come here, mark 7, and I'll go to the line of 7. This is the line of 7 here. I will place it on the line of 7, and I'm going to mark. This is 7 prime. I'll come again to the next point again. This is 7 prime prime. I'll come from this point again to the next point here again. This is 7V. From this point I'll go to the next point also. I'll come here again, I'll get what? 7VI. So let me just try the point there so you get to understand. So this is 7 prime. This is 7 prime prime. Right? And this point here is what? 7V. And this is what? 7VI. All together now. So what do you notice? At that point of 7, right? We have so we'll come to the next point also. We'll leave this, we'll come back to this. So the next one is 6. Remember that 6, 7, and 5 are all on the same point. So I'll do the same thing. Instead of reproducing the same effect, I'll just come and transfer my point from the line of 7, because 7, 6, and 5 are on the same line. So I'll just transfer the point of 7. So this is one point of 7. I'll go to the line of 6. This is the line of 6 here, right? I'll mark. I'll go to the line of 5. The line of 5 here, I'll also mark. All of them are prime, right? I'll come again to 7 prime. I'm going to mark on the line of 6 also again, and on the line of 5 also here. I'll come again to the next point again, 7V. I'll mark on the line of 6, and I'll also mark on the line of what? Of 5. I'll come to the next one again, and we have 7V, right? This point here, I'll mark on the line of 6, and I'll mark on the line of what? 5. So because we are talking about 5 and 6, I'm marking the line of 5, corresponding point. Instead of me coming and doing for 5 again, the same thing I did for 7, right? Because on the same point. So it means that 7 and 5 are on the same point. 7, 5, and 6 are on the same point. The 6 of them are on the same point, right? Then we have 7, 5, 6 are on the same point. Here also 7, 5, 6 are on the same point. Here 7, 5, 6 are on the same point. Right? So this is for VI. Everything here is VI. Here is V, here is V. Here is II, here is II. There is just prime, prime, prime. Is that okay now? So what do you notice? If I want to do it here now, just while I'm doing all this labeling so that you get to understand what I'm actually doing here. This is 5, here will be what? 5 prime. Everything on this line is 5. This is 6. This is what? 6 prime. Right? Everything here is I. That is 1 prime. Then here is 7 prime. Here will be what? 6 prime prime, because this is a line of 6. Here is what? 5 prime prime, because this is a line of 5. Come again, 7V. On the line of 6 will be what? 6V. On the line of 5 will be what? 5V. Here also 7VI. On the line of 6, 6VI. On the line of 5, we have 5VI. So what do you notice? All the 5 on the same point, right? So I'll join the, since we have 5 here, and they are on the same point, so I'll join all the line of 5, right? I'll join all the line of 5 together this way from this point. 5 to 5 prime down the straight line this way. You can see that. And similarly, We have from 5 is connected to what? To 1. So we have 5 connected to what? 4, connected to 3, and connected to 7. So we'll come to that side because all of them are on the straight line. 5, 6, 7, and 2. Look at it. 5, 6, 7, and 2. They're all on the same line. 5, 6, 7, 1, and 2. They're all on a straight line. So I'm going to just join everything all together here like this because they're all on the same point. They're all on the same point. You can see that. Similarly here also, they're all on the same point. I hope you can see what I'm actually trying to display here. They're all the same point. Even 1 prime, they're all on the same point. Even IV, they're all on the same point. All together. Now, after we've done that, similarly, let's do that for 4, right? So if I come to the point, this is the line of 4 here, placed at the center point, and I'll come to this point here. That is 4 prime. So I'll go to the line of 4, and I'm going to mark already. This is the line of 4 here, 4 prime, right? Then I'll come again from 4 prime. I'll go to the next point. We have 4 prime prime. I'll come here. I'll mark from 4. I'll get 4 prime prime. I'll come again from here. I'll go to the next point again. This is 4 again, but what is it? I. So I'll mark from this point, right? I'll mark again on the line of 4. Then this is 4 prime. This is 4 prime prime. This is 4 prime prime prime, right? Because on the line of this. Then I'll come again from here to the next one. On the line of what? On the line of 4, I'll have IV. So from here, this is 4IV here, 4IV altogether, and the last here on 4 is on this point too. I'll call it 4V. At this point here, we have 4V. 4V, then we have what? 4VI. You can see that. Now we've done for that aspect. What do you notice? 4, all the 4 is on the same point, right? All 4 we have here is on the same point. You can see 4 on the same straight line. Hope you can see that. So I'm going to connect all the 4 together this way. From this point, I'll connect all the 4 together. Is that taken? I will move forward. Now what do you notice? 4 is connected to what? To 2. So 4 is connected to 2. So we look at 4 prime prime, we have 2 prime prime. But what I'm doing, how did I mean? Look at this now. In this line here, we have 4, 3 on the same point. So this is prime prime. Here also we have 4 prime, 3 prime because 4 and 3 on the same line. Here we have 4 prime. This is prime prime here. This is prime prime prime, 3 prime prime prime. Here also we have 4 prime prime prime, 4 IV, what? 3 IV. Then here also we have 4V, 3V. And here we have 4VI, 3VI. Why I'm doing this is because you get to understand. What do you notice? 4 is connected to 2. So IV to IV. So we have 4 IV connected to 2 IV on this straight line. So I'll just come here. 4 IV connected to 2 IV this way. And what? 4 III connected to what? 2 III. You can see that on the same line. Because we know that 4 is connected to 2. Hope you can see that. Now aside that, we'll move forward. Now what do you notice? 4 is also connected to what? To what? To 3. Is that taken? We've already done that. If you bring the line of 3, this is the line of 3 here. Can you see we've already done that? 4 is also connected to what? To 3. Well, this point here is also point 3 on the line of 3. So we don't have to stress ourselves with that. So this point will be 3 III. Here will be what? 3 IV. So we're not disturbing ourselves with that. Now the next thing we need to understand here is this. We know that we have the now if you look at this now from here, 6ii, right, is connected to what? 2ii. So I'm going to connect 6ii to 2ii with hidden line because the line here is hidden. So I'll connect it this way, hidden. Right, similarly, 6v is connected to what? 2v. 6v connected to what? 2v, also hidden line also. Right, and similarly, 6v connected to what? 6i, because on the same, they're all on the same what? On the same line. So 6v connected to what? To 6ii. So I'll use hidden line. You will not be able to see those points there. Right, then what else again do we have? That is what we have here. Then if you look at this, you cannot see 6 because looking in from here, you cannot see any point involving 6. If you're coming, you're casting your shadow from this side, so you cannot see anything involving 6 here. And what do you notice? We have 7i and 7i. Anything involving 7 you will not see. So also my 7 to 7 point will be hidden here. This point here will also be what? Be hidden here. And here also 7 to 7 here will be hidden too. We cannot see that point here. That is why it is this way altogether. And if you notice it, this part here from 4i to 4ii, can you see that? From this point, if you look at this, let's see at this point here, point 3. Let's come to point 3, this point 3 here. So at point 3, you are going to see that point 3, looking it from this side. So I'm going to thicken point 3 to what? To point 3. So this point here, from 3i to this point, and from this point to what? To this point. Because in between here will be hidden line. Because you cannot see behind this thing. Why am I doing that? Look at what I'm actually doing here. From 3i to 3ii. Right? From 3i to 3ii, even to 3iv. From this point to this point will be what? Will be thickened. Well, the reason why I'm putting hidden line because of what? This is blocking 3. So 1 and 2i and 2ii is blocking what? 3. So let's just move. So this is what we have here. We have completed the auxiliary plan. Now the next thing is to draw the second auxiliary elevation. The second what? Auxiliary elevation, meaning that we are going to what? Project the plan. But in this case here now we are giving S2, Y2. So we are going to be using this point here. So I'll be using here to be my S2, Y2. Remember that the angle here I use, let me take in it so you see what I'm trying to say. The angle here I use, is at an angle of what? 45 degree. The angle here, we have angle of what? 45 degree. So this is my x1 and what? y1. Now we want x to y2, and x to y2 I want it to be at this point here on the same level as this. Right, so I'll just draw my thick line from this point. So here will be my x2 and what? y2. So I'm going to project all these points vertically upward this way. So I'll project all these points vertically upward this way. Let me use a longer rule here. right? So I'm using the longer rule here. I'm going to be taking from this endpoint. I'll take it up, right? So we'll start with this point here. So that is the line of what? Point 1, right? So this will be for what? For point 1. So I'll have 1, you can see that, 1 prime. That again, this is my 1 prime. So let's just move and see what will happen. So at this point here, this is a line of what? Line of 1. So what I will do is simple as this. I will still take my 45-degree. My measurement will be from here, but I want it to be very close to this figure. Since it is touching the plane, so I'll just come here and I'll repeat this same angle I repeated, because this your line you have here can be anywhere on this line. So I'll move it here just to take out my reference point. And I'm going to draw this just faint line this way. To this, I want to just use this. So have it in mind, I'm making use of these 2 points here. So if I from here, I come to the point of 1. From this line here, I come to the point of 1. Hope you can see that. And I'm going to come from here, I'll mark. So where I mark will be what? 1 prime. Because I'm moving 1 prime. That is where 1 prime will be placed. All together. Now similarly, I'll move to the next point again. I'll go to all the edges. So if I move to the next point, I'll come to 2, right? I'll come to 2. I'll go to the next 1 prime prime. Don't forget that I did not complete this. This is meeting here. And here too is meeting here too, the hidden line. Right? That is the hidden line you're seeing here. So if I come on to move, everything you're focusing on will be the one external. So if I come to the next point, this is outside, this is also outside. I'll come to 1 prime prime again. I'll do the same thing. Let me use this guy here. I'll project that point up. Can you see that? And I'll take my compass, still the same measurement from 1 to 1. That again. So I'll trace it up and I'll place it at that baseline here. And I'm going to mark. Hope you can see that. So that will be 1 prime prime. 1 prime prime. Can you see? Why I'm taking my measurement from here is because of what? I'm drawing the auxiliary elevation, right? That I'm projecting the plan. We're assuming that we're projecting the plan, but we're making use of the um the the direction given in the question. If you want to see another way of doing it, you can click on this link here. That is another kind of question after you're done with this. So let's see this. So that means I'm going to join these two together. 1 prime and 1 prime prime. I'll join it together this way. Hope you can see that. And also, we move forward. So the next thing now is 1 is connected to what? 7. So I'm going to project 7.7. So if you look here, where is our 7 here? This is the 7 point we have here. So I'll project 0.7. Is that again? So let me project 0.7 up from here to this point. So project 0.7. Good. Can you see that? The external point. And what do you notice? 0.7 is touching the horizontal line here. So that's my 0.7 here. This is line of 7, right? Is touching the horizontal line here. This is my 0.7. What do you notice? If this is 7 prime, then 7 prime will be touching 1 prime. So 7 prime will be touching what? 1 prime. Hope you can see that. Then the next thing is will be 7 prime prime. So if I go to the next point, 7 prime prime, I'll project it up. So what do you notice? This is for 7 prime prime. How good? This is 1 prime. This is 1 prime prime. 7 prime prime. If you look at it, 7 prime prime is touching 1 prime prime here. So I'll come here and move 7 prime prime to touch 1 prime prime from here to here. Hope you can see that. Now the next thing we'll do is we're going to what? 7 IV to the next end of 7 again. We'll take it up. Right? Go to 7 IV, and first of all let's go to this next end to deal with the one first, then we'll go to the rest. So if I project 1 IV up and I'll project 1 VI next. So this is a line of 1 V, and here's what? 1 VI. Are we good? So if I want 1, I'll still do the same thing. We're dealing with 1. So this is the line of 1, does the same thing. Then I'll come to that line of 1 V, I'll mark. I'll come to line of 1 VI, I also mark. Can you see that? So I'm going to join them together. Those 2 points, I'll join them together. Hope you can see that. So what do you notice? All the 1 here are all coming together. So I'll just join all the 1 coming together from this point to this point. They are all coming together because this is 1 V, 1 VI, and this is 1 V. So the next one is 1 is connected to 7. Now I did for 1 1 here, and I come here also to 7. I'm dealing with 1 and 7 now. So I'll project this up also from point 7 this way, and I'll project this also from point 7 this way. What do you notice? Point 7 is touching the baseline here, alright? And this is the line of 7. So point of 7, how good? And point of 7. Hope you can see that. And I'm going to connect. This is to be 7V, 7V, and 7VI. So 7V will connect V, right? And VI will connect VI. Hope you can see that. Now the next one that I would like to do here is to get to the point of what? The point of 2. So what do you notice? We have the point of 2. So I'll project the point of 2 upward, right? So I have 2 here. I'll take it up. Can you see that? And to get to the point of 2, I'll come from here, the line of 2, place it here, take the point of 2, and I'm going to come to the line of 2. This is a line of 2 here. I'm going to mark, and that is 2 prime. Don't forget, that is 2 prime. So it means that 1 prime is connected to what? 2 prime. So let's connect it together. This 2 prime. 1 prime is connected to what? 2 prime. Right? Similarly, I'll come to what? 2 IV also, the end here, so I'll project it up to from this point. I'll take it up. So I'll do the same thing too I did here. Now we use 2. This is the measurement for 2, the line of 2. Place it here, you come here, and you come on the 2 IV here, place it here, and you mark. Right? So this is 2 IV, 2 VI, sorry. And you're going to connect 1 VI and 2 VI together. So what do you notice? 2 IV and 2I are all connected. 2I and 2 IV, they are all connected. So I don't have to stress myself in the rest. I'll just connect all of them together this way. Hope you can see that. Now the next thing is 7 is connected to 6. Am I correct? So I can easily project equal the line of 6. So I can come to point 6. And I'll take that 0.6i up this way. Also, we have another 6 here to this way. So we have 6 here this way too. Is that taken now? So what do you notice? 7i connected to 6i. So for me to get to 0.6i, I'll come from the line of 6. This is the line of 6. Place it on this reference point here to the line of 6, right? Then I'll come to 6i. This 6i up. This point I'm going to mark. So that point you see is my 6i. And what do you notice? 7i is connected to what? 6i. So I'll just join them together. 7i is connected to what? To 6i. Did I say 7i? 7ii is connected to what? To 6ii, right? So 7ii connected to 6ii. So let me do that for 6ii too. So this is 7ii, this is 6i, and also here also. Can you see that? So if it's 6i, this will be what? 6ii. Hope you're seeing this. So this will be connected to this here. That again. Now the next thing is 6i. I is connected to what? 6iv. So I project 6iv upward. I'll be having this. So I can easily skip that, but let me just show you 6v here at this point. So if I just take the same measurement of 6, then I'll come to what? To 6v, the second guy here, and I'll mark. So the key there is 6v is that this is connected to this. So what I'll do, I'll just stop here because it is hidden, it is behind the figure. All together. Then after that, we are moving forward. 6 is connected to what? To 1. Can you see that? 6 connected to 1, and this is 6i, this is 1i. So I'll just come from here and I'll join 6 connected to 1. Hope you can see that. Now we are moving forward. Now the next thing is we have the last one, 5v. 5, because 7 is also connected to 5 after 6. So I'll just project the outside point here. And I'll take it up this way. Start taking. So we have 0.5. From here to here is 5. And I'll come to this point and I'll mark 5. That is 5vi. And 5vi is connected to what? 7vi also. So from here, I'll have this connected straight down to this point. All together. And similarly, 5 is connected to what? To 4. So I'll project 4 upward. This way. So 5 is connected to what? To 4. So I'll just come on the line of 4, place it this way, come to 4, and I'll trace the line of 4i upward from here. I'll mark. So this is my 4i, 4v, sorry, this is 5vi, and this is 4vi also. And 5vi is connected to 4vi, so I'll just connect them together this way. Hope you can see that. And the next thing is 4 is connected to 3, right? 4 is also connected to what? To 3. So what's the point of 3 here? Now we have point 3. This is the line of 3, and this is point 3 here. This point is 3vi. So I'll project that point up, line of 3, because 4 is connected to 3. Then if I come to the line of 3, all together, I'm going to place it on the line of 3 here, and I have this 3. Can you see that? And I'll come to the line of that 3. I'll place it here, and I'll mark. That is 3vi. 3vi. So 3vi is connected to 4vi. This way. Can you see that? And 3vi is also connected to 2vi. This is vi, this is vi. Right? They must correlate. So I'll connect it this way. You can see that. Now the next thing is 4vi is connected to we have 4 VI. The next one is 4 is connected to what? To 3 or to 2, right? So if I have VI here, so 4 will be connected to what? 2 VI. Is that taken? 4 will be connected to what? Connected to 2. So we'll move forward. Now if you watch again, we have 4IV. We have the next one is 4V, because 4IV is connected to what? 4V. So I can just project that up, depending on what you want to do, and you join them. I have 4IV. All the 4, you can just take them up. They're all on the same point. 4IV, 4VI, and so on. You can just take them up. So let's just move. So if we know we have the line of 4 this way, this is from 4 to here, right? So if I come to 4V, this 4V, I'll mark. That is 4V. The next one is 4IV. I'll trace it up. 4IV, I'll mark the same measurement. The next one is what? 4II. I'll take it up. I'll mark. This is 4II. This one is what? 4II, and we'll take it up. I've not drawn that. I'll have to draw it up depending on what you want to do. So I'll take it up. If I move it to that point, depending on how you want to do, and I'm going to mark. So what I will just do is I will join those points together. So from here to here, but it will not go through. Are you with me? We have 4IV. We have after 4IV we have 4. Well, after 4V we have 4IV at this point. 4IV. Then we have 4II. 4III, right? And so on and so forth. Now what do you notice? We're still moving forward. My 4II is connected to what? To 2IV. My 4IV is connected to 2IV. And have I done that of 2IV? No. So I'll just from this point here, 2IV, I'll project it up. That is the line of what? Of 2IV here. So I'll just come to this point, and I'll measure from the line of 2 here to this point. Then I'll come here, right, and I'll mark. You can see it's connected. So the next one is, that's for 2IV. That again. Now the next thing we'll be doing, let's see, 2IV. We'll mark it here, 2IV. Then we have another one again, 2II. They're all connected in the straight line. That again. So 4II and 2II is connected. 4II, then 2II. Let me take that back. What? So we have this. Now we also know that 4 is connected to 3, right? So let's see how it goes. So this 4II is connected to 3. 4IV is connected to 3IV. So I can just project the 3IV up. It's on this line here. So come here and take your measurement on the line of 3, right? And you take it up, 3IV, place it and you mark. That's where 3IV is at this point here. And we know that 4IV is connected to 3IV, so this is what we just connected together. But be careful, just in this way. So not, that is my 3IV, 3IV, right? So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.